And now that brings me to my last slide. Fresh start. I think coming out of the gate as a new teacher, I think everybody's going to feel like we're going to go out and we're going to rule the world. Every student out there is an angel. School is easy. It's only 180 days. You get your summers off. Oh boy, is that wrong. Having a wife that's a teacher, wow. Talk about the struggles and the frustrations that she brings home as a teacher, and then tries to wipe them new and start the next day. That maybe some student called her a nasty name, but you got to go the next morning and smile right at them, because you just never know what the student was feeling that day, and you got to remember they're people too, and they have bad days, and you just got to be able to let the water roll off the duck's back. So I guess that was every day is a new day. Every year is a clean slate. Every year you're going to get different students. You may have the first year out of the gate, you may get 18 wonderful, beautiful children, and then the next year you may have 15 tough ones. You just never know what you're going to get, but you have to treat every student as they are very worthwhile, and the reason they're there is for you to educate them. Renewed energy, I think that's just, you have to look at yourself and know that you have to be ready the next day, because they're going to be there and you need to be there. And like I said, been through it with my wife. It's a lot easier to go even when you're sick than it is to try to make up lesson plans for a substitute teacher that's going to come in and basically probably not do much that day anyway. It's just probably a big babysitting day, because it's really hard to find substitute teachers that truly want to do something rather than sit up at the front desk and head to recess and make sure they catch lunch, because that's usually paid for. Professional development. As I'm a 42-year-old man going back into a predominantly women's field of a K through 6 teacher, I see a lot of teachers taking the easy way out for professional development, just doing the bare minimum to keep their licenses and things like that. It was tough for me to go back to school, but I mean, it's the best thing that I've ever done. For me, myself, for my wife, for my kids, for even my kids that are in college now. They've seen me do it for 2 years now. Xavier's in college. He knows what he's got to do. My daughter's junior. She's going to college. So very big deal for me. And I'm not stopping here. I'm going to go ahead and get a master's. I truly hope that I can head into the school psychology role. I don't know if I can or not, but I think I'm going to try to head that direction. Maybe get started in teaching here and then try to get into the master's program and take a few classes and get a master's and possibly an EDS degree. So I think this is it's one of these things as being a teacher that you have to make sure that we've gone to school, we've got all of these different tools in our tool belt, we hope we know how to use them, But when we really get out there, we may have to go back and re-hone a few things before we know that we're really ready to do it. So, and I think every day you're going to learn something new. You're going to learn something that you could have done differently. May not be wrong, but could have done differently, could have done better. And then I like that saying up there in the upper right, you know, whatever you write on the chalkboard of life can never be erased. So make sure that you're keeping your head on your shoulders. Make sure you're not doing anything that you're not supposed to be doing. You've invested a lot of time and effort into this. Just do what you've been taught to do and begin learning anew every day that you step in the classroom. And this now finishes up my presentation for my educational psychology. I guess I hope this begins just to tip the iceberg of things I hope that I will work on from here on out. So, thank you.